Hi, Dom here with Trish and Pete as always. Coming out to you today, we've got another special guest with us. And today we have Scott Brown of RAI Wealth. Now, Scott is somebody that I've known and worked with for about 6 years. He's been my financial advisor, and he's also somebody that's been working with Pete and Tricia for a while now also. And given everything that's going on in today's world, we thought it might be a good idea to bring him in just to give you a couple different thoughts. We know there are a lot of people out there that may be facing some difficult times financially, but these type of times also create some opportunities. So we wanted to bring Scott in to kind of touch upon that. So Scott, if you will, kind of share some of your thoughts with what's going on in today's environment.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you for the opportunity to be with you today. And so as we think about this this year and the current environment that we in, a lot of the families that we work with have reached out to us with the question, hey, how are we doing? And they see the volatility that the markets have given us this year, and it stirs an emotion in us all. And what I would like to say is that the families that are out there, individuals that are out there, this is a tough time. There are things that concern us. And so what we try to do is recognize a couple of things. One, that the market in and of itself on any day is interesting. But the real question to be asked is, what does it mean for me? What does it mean for my family? And that gets into ultimately a financial plan, a roadmap, if you will. And that's where we come into play, and a good advisor relationship is. So when you think about it, everyone wakes up and says, hey, listen, I want to do it well today. And that's the same for our financial lives. Yep. Nobody woke up today saying, hey, listen, I really am going to make some terrible financial decisions. It's going to be a great day, right? Everyone intends to do it well. The challenge becomes is, do they have the actionable steps to actually do that, or the time? Maybe a third element would be the desire. Do they want to? And so that's really where we spend a lot of our time in our conversation, is just understanding what's at the heart of the family or the individual. What are those objectives, right? And then ultimately building that out, and then stepping back and saying, hey, what is our economic reality? And ultimately, what do we need out of our investments in order to achieve the plan? But what's critical to it is that there's a plan, and that's what's the foundational piece. The investments are an element of it, and it works together. But they're without a plan, then you're just kind of directionless. And so our job is ultimately to climb up on your shoulders here. And we're either the angel or the devil. We're the angel saying, hey, we're right on track and things are going well. We're doing what we can. Here's ways to be more efficient. Or we're the other guy and we're like, hey, remember when we said we wanted to be going this way? Where we're kind of drifting. So let's make some adjustments. And so that's really the critical element that comes into play, where a lot of the conversations that we're having for those families that we serve and that those that they care about. And it's a fun and it's a rich environment to be in.
Yeah. One additional question, if I can ask you, Scott, is I know in these type of market downturns that we have going on, we've seen historically markets recovering. Is there something you can very briefly speak to with that to give people a little bit of peace of mind to know that, hey, things may not be great today, but the future is going to be brighter?
You're right. For sure. There's invested dollars got two best friends. Number one is time. Time is a dollar's really good buddy, and the other is diversification, meaning stocks, bonds, different types of investments spread out is diversification. Those are a dollar's best friends. And so in this environment where it happens to be a down market right now, we've encouraged a lot of families to consider accelerating some of their deposits, right? When you walk into the store and you see something that you'd really like and it's on sale, you're motivated to buy it. In the opposite direction, if you walked into the store and you see that the price of the item that you liked is up another 20%, you're like, oh, it's more expensive. I don't know if I'm going to buy it right now. The hard part is emotionally, when it comes to our money, we hate to see things down. But the reality to it is it's a great time to consider accelerating deposits for those that have the opportunity. And so it's a great question, Dom, and I appreciate that.
So it almost sounds like this is the silver lining in what's going on with the real estate market right now.
Yeah, you're right. There's an opportunity to be had. Really the question to ask is, does it fit the ultimate objective or goal, right? And I think that's what it is what is the ultimate destination, right? Life is dynamic. There are good times, there are bad times. And so not to lose focus on that big picture, that ultimate kind of journey, and then asking ourselves, what are the decisions that we could be making today that foster progress, foster that opportunity? And there's where, again, it's a conversation. It's not necessarily a 1 + 1 = 2. It's because what you're trying to do is fulfill your values, right? What energizes you, where your passions are in life. And that's a dynamic question based on experiences that we've had. And so it really is a unique time, and there are opportunities to have these types of conversations and ultimately develop that action plan.
Well, thank you very much, Scott, for being with us today. We really appreciated it.
Absolutely.
As Dom said, you're also our financial planner. And if anyone wants any, they want to have his phone number, Scott would be more than happy to answer any of their questions. And we thank you for listening and have a great weekend. Stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.